Welcome to our Mock Interview Pro series, where today we're diving into the role of a water resource specialist. If you're preparing for an interview in this critical field, you've come to the right place. Let's kick things off with a scenario that's all about teamwork. Can you share a story about a time you worked on a team project to enhance water resource management? What was your role, and how did it turn out? Interviewers ask this to gauge your ability to collaborate effectively and contribute within a team setting. Here are some points to consider when crafting your response. Select a specific project that had a clear objective related to water resource management. Highlight your individual contributions and role within the team. Discuss any challenges your team faced and how you overcame them. Share quantifiable results or improvements achieved through your efforts. Reflect on the insights you gained from the experience. Now, let's look at an example of how you might answer this question.
In my previous role, I was part of a team focused on reducing water waste in our municipal supply system. I spearheaded the data analysis to identify areas with high water consumption. We then presented our findings and launched a community awareness campaign, which successfully reduced water usage by 15% over 6 months.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for water resource specialists. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell us about a time when you had a disagreement with a colleague over a water resource management plan. How did you resolve it? This question helps assess your conflict resolution skills and ability to collaborate under differing opinions. Here are some strategies to help you answer this question effectively. Clearly describe the context and details of the disagreement. Focus on the specific issues that were at the center of the conflict. Explain the steps you took to address and resolve the disagreement. Highlight how working together led to a solution. Share the outcome and any lessons you learned from the experience. Let's take a look at an example to illustrate this.
In a project about river water allocation, my colleague and I had differing opinions on prioritizing agricultural needs versus environmental protection. I suggested a meeting to discuss our views with facts and data. By listening to each other, we developed a hybrid plan that satisfied both parties, preserving habitats while supporting local farmers. This taught me the value of compromise.
Describe a situation where you led a diverse team in a water conservation project. What challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them? Interviewers are looking to understand your leadership skills, especially in managing diverse teams. Consider these points when preparing your response. Identify a specific water conservation project where you took the lead. Emphasize the diversity within your team and how you managed it. Talk about the main challenges you encountered, like communication issues or differing priorities. Describe the strategies you used to overcome these challenges, such as team building activities or regular check-ins. Highlight the positive outcomes of your leadership and teamwork. Here's an example of how you might frame your answer.
In my last position, I led a water conservation project involving community members, local governments, and environmental NGOs. Communication breakdowns due to cultural differences were a major challenge. I organized bi-weekly meetings with an inclusive agenda and encouraged open discussions. This approach fostered trust and collaboration, leading to a successful campaign that reduced water usage by 15%.
Imagine a scenario where a community is facing a severe water shortage. What steps would you take to address this issue? This question assesses your problem-solving skills and ability to develop practical solutions under pressure. Here are some steps to consider when answering this question. Quickly assess the current water resources and demand. Engage with the community to understand their specific needs. Implement immediate conservation measures and educational programs. Explore alternative water sources, such as rainwater harvesting. Coordinate with local government and organizations for support. Let's see how you might handle this situation in practice.
First, I would assess available water resources and the community's current water usage to identify the shortfall. Next, I would engage with the community to gather input on their needs and concerns. I would then promote water conservation measures immediately alongside educational programs. Simultaneously, I would look into alternative options like rainwater harvesting. Finally, I would collaborate with local officials to create a comprehensive response plan.
If you were asked to propose a new water allocation policy during a drought, what factors would you consider and why? This question evaluates your ability to develop informed and fair policies under challenging conditions. Consider these factors when formulating your answer. Identify key stakeholders affected by water allocation, such as farmers, municipalities, and industries. Evaluate the current water supply conditions and usage patterns. Consider environmental impacts to protect ecosystems and wildlife. Assess legal and regulatory frameworks governing water use. Propose fair and equitable distribution methods to limit conflicts. Here's an example to guide your response.
I would first identify all stakeholders, including farmers and local governments, ensuring their needs are considered. I'd evaluate current water supply levels and usage data to understand critical needs. Protecting ecosystems would be a priority, so I would ensure that environmentally sensitive areas receive necessary water. I would also review existing laws to inform my policy. Finally, I'd propose a tiered water allocation system based on priority needs to promote fairness.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free. Just grab it below.